Perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
I used to think about immature things. You know, like, do you love me? Do you want me? Are you gonna call me like you said you would? Is this really your real phone number?
Some of y'all go get washed, some of y'all just go pop shit, some of y'all just go talk, but none of y'all ain't really got shit, some of y'all just look lost. I get this type of feel you ain't accustomed to. I swear I'll be at peace if it weren't for you. Yeah, only want your love if it's solid. But if it fuck me, then fuck you. And that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. And that's the way I like it. Ain't cooking a smile for none of these bitches. That's the way I like it. Don't wait when I'm down in front of these niggas. That's the way I like it.
KBLA Talk 1580. It doesn't get much messier than that. It is a messy Monday. The idea of this segment was having one of my opinionated friends or colleagues come and give us some insight about relationships, situationships, the rules of dating, et cetera, et cetera. And this guest has got so many different angles on this. I mean, she's a certified domestic violence counselor, but she also comes out of the music industry, working in rap promotions, which means you've seen the messiest of the messy. Worked at Interscope, Warner Brothers, Vibe magazine, spent nights and days at Bad Boy. We already talked about that, and Daddy's House, which of course is Diddy's recording studio. I am talking about Aishia Deal. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. I'm always happy when folks can take time out to be here in the studio.
I had so much fun last time. I was looking forward to this time around. I was like, "Ooh, Messy Monday sounds fun."
Yeah, it's going to be what we make it, so it's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm sure you're an exceptionally attractive woman, a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
And I'm sure in this industry, people are throwing pitches at you, shooting their shots around the clock.
From the free throw, from the 3-point, I mean, just all over the place. Just hitting the rim, off the backboard. Very few make the shot, but they try.
Well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Facts.
Per Kobe.
Very true.
But Aishia, I imagine that you have created some rules for yourself, not just in the industry, but just in general in dating life.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? Is that initially I used to think that I was complicated, right? Like, kind of like Carrie on Sex and the City. But then I realized that I think that I learned that I like it when men are just have the tools to deal with complex women, because there's a lot of layers to me. Like, I can go from any moment to talking about politics to, wanting a best friend to, wanting to vent about my day to, having a seductive moment. It just depends. I like men who can go with the flow. That's important to me. Like, or just deal with my mood in that moment. Like, I just like layered men. If you're just like one dimensional, it doesn't work for me. And I'm just not attracted to that. So I like layered men. If you can't go with the flow, if you can't be layered, if you can't be a best friend, be sexy, laugh, send me Instagram reels. It doesn't work.
Send you Instagram.
Listen,
reels.
the Instagram reels.
Please don't send me any Instagram reels.
Dominique, it's a love language.
Okay, sorry. If it's a love language, then you can go ahead and send them.
Yes, it's a love.
It's just that I get so many Instagram, but that's another
imagine.
show for another.
Okay,
day.
that's another.
So, rules.
Okay.
What are your? I'm sure of the many people shooting from the free throw line or the layups or whatever you said. Lots of people shoot their shot. Few make it. What are the definite no's? Like they did that. That's gonna be
Dick pics.
Dick pics. Yeah.
That's a no.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just like come and immediately just come with the sex talk immediately. Like that's a turn off. You can't offer to fly me somewhere. That's a turn off.
No dick pic, no flew out.
No, don't fly me anywhere. Like, I'm obsessed with murder mysteries. Like, no, I don't want to be flown out anywhere. It's not going to kill me.
Never to
Find me
return.
on Netflix, American Murder.
Right, or Lifetime, one of the Lifetime
right, exactly.
stories.
I don't want that. I don't like people who are just aggressive. I'm a slow burn. So you have to just like be confident. Like don't take it as if like just because I don't jump right in, like I'm rejecting you. Like I like slow burn. Like just start off slow. Don't just jump in and I don't like the hypersexuality. I don't like that. It's too much,
But
be confident.
But to be fair, your presentation is pretty sexy.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Okay, talk about it for a second. Because there are women who are sexy, but like, can we also as people and as men understand that you can be sexy and be intelligent? And you need men who can see both. Like, there's an outside, but then can I speak too?
So you're saying you need men who can see past your beauty and your sensual kind of presentation?
Yeah, like give me a chance to speak too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's like give me a chance to speak. And then you can see that I actually have an opinion about stuff. Like I can talk to you about international policy, domestic policy. I can talk to you about, life. I can talk to you about relationships. I can talk to you about, food. I can talk to you a lot of different things. Like, but if you just move on the fact that I'm sexy, yes, maybe. It took me a long time to accept that though. And that's part of my story.
Okay. And we can talk about that. I'm being people's advocate right now because I feel like I never advocate for the devil, just for the record.
Okay.
So I'm being people's advocate right now.
Fair enough.
In the sense that I am a person, sometimes I will be in a little mini skirt. Sometimes the girls are out. Sometimes the girls are not. Like I am not judging.
Yeah.
I love the way you look. You
Yeah.
look beautiful. Your makeup is on point. You always have something. I've only met you twice, but you always had something very sexy on. I don't have a problem with that. I think we live our lives.
Sexy?
Yeah, for sure. You the cleavage. You got the makeup is pretty. Your hair is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fully covered though.
And some of it is what God gave you,
Okay.
right? You got a pretty face,
Okay,
and you're
fair
not going to cover that
Thank
up.
you.
But nevertheless, I'm being people's advocate in the sense that I've heard this. Well, if you don't want men to be aggressive to you,
Yeah.
Dominique,
Yeah.
maybe you should consider a higher neckline.
Okay. What's so funny is that for women with men, it's like, we look at men and they don't want us to judge them by certain things. You know what I mean? Like they
Like
don't want
the
us to just
cars
want
they
them.
drive.
Right. So it's like you drive a nice car, you flash your money, but then you don't want us to just want you for the things that you have. You want us to get to know you as a person, but you want to flash your Rolls Royce. You want to flash your watch. You want to flash your money, your lifestyle. Oh, but just want me for me.
You know what? That is one of my pet peeves. I always say, if you don't want gold diggers, why are you using gold as bait?
You know what I mean? So
if
it's like,
you don't want gold diggers, then put your wallet away, homie. Don't lead with the benzo. I get that. I do.
we don't live in that kind of world, though. That's just not.
And it's true that in our society, I'm talking about the United States.
Yeah.
This is probably global, but definitely in the United States, we value men for what they have and women for how they look.
Yeah. It's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I understand. I get it. I've learned to accept it. Like it took me a long time to grow into it. I used to be fully covered with hoodies, baggy pants, all the way up until about 9th grade, because I used to be like, no, I have something to say. I used to think that because I was called sexy in middle school, and I thought that was an insult.
Oh, that's also very inappropriate.
Right. I mean, but by guys in school, they used
middle
to say
school
that. Yeah,
guys,
they would
I
call
got
me
you.
sexy,
Okay,
and I thought it
maybe.
was inappropriate. I used to get mad. So I used to say, like, I have something to say, so I used to cover myself up. But it never mattered. And so as I got older, I felt like, you know what? At the end of the day, like, it's not an insult to be called sexy.
No,
and
it's
so
a compliment.
I used to just say, I'm just going to just
Depending
embrace
on
the
what
fact
comes
that I am.
next.
It doesn't even matter, But then I realized you can be sexy and still have an opinion. And so just, whatever. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Like,
So definite deal breakers for dating or, even just conversation. No dick pics.
No, please don't.
No flew out
don't
and not
send,
aggressive.
And no videos of it. I don't want to see the videos of it. You know what I mean? Just like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Just like, don't do that. Don't be
What about men?
aggressive.
What about when men ask you to send a picture?
Oh, no, don't do that either. Don't do that. Like, and if we do exchange telephone numbers, like, don't force FaceTimes on me. Like that's aggressive too. Like, that's like a date.
What's a forced FaceTime?
FaceTime me.
Just
you
randomly FaceTime you with no warning.
Yeah, I think that's like almost like forcing a date. Like, how do you know I'm not driving? How do you know that I'm not in the middle of making dinner? Like, how do you know that I want to be bothered?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I just think all that is just too aggressive. Maybe that's just me. I'm a Virgo, so we like to. There we go. Other shoe dropped. I'm a Virgo. We can't control people, but we like to control
But y'all try.
Environments and situations.
I'm not bitter. I married a Virgo. I'm not bitter.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Well, we're not together anymore, but
married
you all
one, too.
you all have your great points.
I married one, too.
Hardworking. Yeah. Very particular.
Be careful, ladies.
800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. It's a messy Monday. I'm just trying to figure out, where we are right now. What is normal? What's considered normal? How do you see the rules? This segment was kicked off by my friend, Big John Harrell, who had so many crazy opinions. To me, they were crazy.
I want to hear them.
About dating that I thought, man, we need to just let people talk about what they think is normal and what's not. Love to hear from you. 800-920-1580. Yes, we can say dick on the radio, Kwamel. We just did. 800-920-1580. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yay! Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, Cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Yes, indeed. I wish you guys could hear that. Well, maybe you will hear it now. The off-mic conversation is fascinating. Aishia Deal is here, and she is, domestic violence counselor, but you're also a radio person. You do radio.
Yeah.
You do. You've done music industry. You're a multifaceted person.
Thank you.
And she also happens to be very attractive. So I'm always interested in how folks like you, who are getting a lot of people practicing their their lines or their approaches, how you see dating and relationships and situationships. And you said something really, really interesting off the air, which is that men and women are far apart right now in what we want, or at least what we say we want on social media when it comes to relationships. Explain what you mean by that.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday in the car, and he kept saying, like, what is it that women want? What is it that women want? And he kept saying, because men want this. And I kept saying, I think the problem is that everyone, especially women and men too, I should say both, are so focused on the masses. What is it that men and women want? It's like, focus on what it is that you want when you meet that person, because right now the noise is so loud. Women want, on social media, I should say, this lifestyle of rappers and athletes that they provide for their girlfriends. And that's this life of traveling, leisure, Hermes, Chanel, Balenciaga, private jets, private islands. And they want that from now everyone that they date, because they're scrolling, they're seeing these girls posting these things, and the average girl in America wants this life. They want those things. They want to eat at these restaurants that cost this amount of money. And so now their standard is they want that. They want that. They're saying, you know what? If I can't have this, if I can't have a guy take me here, I don't want this.
Right, but your point was the average guy.
And the average guy in America, we both know that the average salary can't provide those things. And so the most guys in America, which are making average, somewhere between, I think it's between 50, 60, they can't provide that. And so they're saying, well, then what do? We can't provide you Hermes bags. We don't make the type of salary that can fly you to Fiji on a random Thursday. But we still want love. We still want to date. Right. You know what I mean? So what do? And so the longest distance, or the biggest distance between two people, is miscommunication and misunderstanding. How do we bridge the gap? Because you have
and then on the other hand, you made this point, which I hadn't really heard before, which is that on the one hand, these women want the baller lifestyle, the ball player, rapper, which most rappers can't even afford that lifestyle, and then
'cause they're in debt.
And then on the other hand, a lot of men are on this trad wife, traditional wife, or they are on their passport bros, where they want some subservient woman who makes everything from scratch.
Yeah, they want a tradition. They want a traditional
at home
wife
and all this stuff. But they also cannot afford that. Well, because a trad wife is not working 9 to 5.
Right. I mean, they can't afford that either. I mean, at the end of the day, the woman has to go to work these days in America too. So it's hard for her also to come home and live this whole life of just at your beck and call, whatever you like.
Let me make jelly from scratch and massage your feet. And look, don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at you getting an Hermes bag, and I'm not mad at you having a wife that meets your standards of whatever.
How about we'll rub your feet also, and we'll make you jello from scratch and cupcakes if you're good to us. Because I know for a fact that when a woman is in love, honey, she will do everything. She will go to work, she will come home, and she'll make you and bake you. I'm just saying, when you treat us good, we'll find the time.
Yeah.
So that's just a little
find the
tidbit
time,
for
we'll
you
find
guys.
the energy.
We sure will, honey.
And we'll find the recipe.
I'm just saying, and we'll feed you, okay, and rub your feet afterwards. So it's just, at the end of the day, it's like, where do you meet in the middle? Because I think it's just this fighting each other is just causing discouragement, and it's making everyone think that it's hopeless. I don't think that it's hopeless because both sides still want love, and it's just leaving both sides lonely and discouraged.
Well, it's funny. I did a post for my TikTok where I said that I think the battle of the sexes, where you have the manosphere, where they're talking smack about women all day, and then you have these women that are saying, oh, you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory. That, to me, it's very online.
It's for engagement.
Because when I see people in real life, I see people dating, especially black men and women who supposedly hate each other online. I see people dating, getting married, having babies, going on dates. So I think a lot of that is online.
Well, I do have a girlfriend, I have to say. I do have a girlfriend that just bought a house. And she said that one of her cousins told her, well, now that you bought a house, you can't date a guy who doesn't own a house. And I said, this is why women keep other people single, keep other women single. Black women keep other black women single. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Same.
That makes no sense because.
Same.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just giving you dap on that.
You have
That's
a goal
stupid.
for yourself
right.
Doesn't mean, because there's another man out here who makes more money than you, who maybe doesn't want to live in the suburbs right now. He may want to live in Midtown or downtown. He may not want to settle down in a home. He may not know where his home is going to be.
I mean, not to mention there could be a man out there that doesn't have the means yet to buy a home, but is the perfect man in every other way for you.
And may still have money.
Why do we make things up?
And you're going to be single thinking that way. Like, why box yourself out and make your dating pool smaller and smaller and smaller? It's like, at this point, ladies, it should just be all these $500 dates, $300, take me here, take me to Nobu, do this and do that. The point and the goal is to just, I want to be wherever you are. Wherever you are. If that's eating pizza together, if that's getting a latte together, if that's going out to eat, sushi together, the goal is to meet someone that you like and spend time together.
Yeah.
It's not the cost of the date. It's not going on an island. It's not being on a jet. It's, I met this person. We have a connection. I want to be wherever you are. Let's do something.
Right.
That's the goal. Like, take out all the other stuff, all the other demands. Get back to getting to know someone organically, what we used to do back in the day, and shut out all the social media banter, because all that's for engagement. When these people post on social media, they want you to come on their page and fight, because most of the time they're business pages, and when you come on their page and fight, they're getting paid for it. When they get up to 500,000, 1,000 views and 1 million, all that, they're getting a check from Instagram for that. So while y'all arguing and fighting on their page, they're getting paid.
Come fight on my page, y'all.
Yeah, it's not making any sense.
Let's hit the phones. Jaye is on. Is this Jaye Person Lynn, KBLA contributor?
Yes, good morning, Dominique. How you
morning,
doing?
Jaye. I'm blessed. Jaye Person Lynn, Attorney Jaye Person Lynn, meet Aishia. Oh, for Deal.
Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you virtually.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm in that stretch of the 405 where service isn't always great, so if I cut out, that's why. But I'll try and be quick. I was just listening to the different qualifications and, knowing a bit of Dominique's story, not all of it, but a bit, and not seeing Aisha, but sounds like a very attractive woman. And it's been my experience, having been a Hampton grad 20-plus years ago, and we were graduating 20 years before me, at least 2 women for every 1 man, and a Howard Law grad, and it being the same way. Where is your perspective on plural marriage and the fact that there's way more women in a certain category that like a certain type of man, and it's just not that many of them? So my question would be, where do you think solution to some of the issues of, which I think is a big issue for so many beautiful, talented black women who are single out here? I think that harms our community.
I mean, yeah, B. Bell of Bad Dog Bullies in the YouTube chat says the ratio of women to men is such that men have more to choose from, so what one won't do, the next will. Just saying. And that's kind of what you're addressing. But Jaya is putting it in the context of education, where black women are now the most educated group of people in this country, period, full stop. So how do we address that disparity?
I mean, I still think the pool gets smaller and smaller when you start to go down the list. Like, education is one thing. That just says where you studied and got a degree. But, I mean, if we start canceling out who's broken, who hasn't healed, when you start talking about, where they are in their life, like where they are in their happiness, where they are in their peace, your pool gets smaller and smaller. Like what they want out of life, like what they bring to the table, you start shrinking in your pool. So, I mean, are we qualifying people based on where they went to school and what they studied? Because that doesn't mean that they are qualified to be a partner and to build a life with you or be the mother of your child. So, I mean, I don't know what we're marrying based on. And as far as having multiple partners, I mean, you don't necessarily know if they're someone who is qualified to build a life with. Are they argumentative?
I mean, are we talking about polyamory here? Are we talking about a polygamous marriage?
Because men always talk about the number of women in the world,
right.
But it's like, there's lots of women, but when you start talking about compatibility, are you just talking based on bodies? Because if you're talking about bodies to lay down with, there's lots of bodies you can lay down with, but what type of bodies and energies do you want to lay down with, and what type of bodies and energies do you want to take back home with you? Because if you want to just lay down with energy and take that energy back home with you, then go lay down with a bunch of energy. But remember that everybody you lay down with has different energy, and I don't necessarily know what type of energies you want to exchange. There's a lot of broken people walking around. Like, their bodies grew up, but their energy is not necessarily up to par. So, I mean, there's a lot of women are single for a reason. Men are single for a reason. So, a lot of people are in a state of arrested development. Like, they're still broken at the age that they broke. So, women are single, men are single, but a lot of them are also unhealed. So, you roll the dice.
Ajay, you got like 30 seconds to respond.
My specific question was more so about let's take away education. Let's just talk about, outside of education, there's incarceration, there's death, there's all these things that make it to where there's more women than men, particularly in the Black community. And I believe one of the solutions to that would be us looking at the principle of Sankofa, going back into our history, looking and seeing that most of the tribes we come from practice plural marriage for the wealthy. In my studies, it's been about 1 in 5 men. I think the highest was like 1 in 4 men. But I think the problem in the Black community is like the guy that works the fries at McDonald's has 5 baby mamas all on welfare. It's no problem. But the guy that owns 5 McDonald's has 2 wives. Now he's vilified by society.
Hold that thought, Jai. Hold that, Jai.
Like
that thought, Jai Personland. We got news, traffic, and sports. It's hard stop right here. We'll continue on the other side. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. In an interview with CNN's State of the Union, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says President Trump and Putin agreed to strong security guarantees for Ukraine.
We got to an agreement that the United States and other European nations could effectively offer Article 5-like language to cover a security guarantee.
The deal also includes a pledge from Russia to not enter other territories once peace is formalized. Former President Obama is backing Texas Democrats who fled the state over GOP redistricting plans. In a virtual meeting, he called their protest inspiring and a stand against what he called a systematic assault on democracy. And LA Metro is honoring Nipsey Hussle by renaming Hyde Park Station Nipsey Hussle Station through August. To mark his 40th birthday, Metro also released 12,000 limited edition tap cards. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
This season, San Diego's playing at home, and you are on the roster. Don't miss the Padres, Wave FC, San Diego FC, and the Blue Angels at the Miramar Air Show. Plan your trip now at sandiego.org/awesome all year. Funded in part with City of San Diego Tourism Marketing District Assessment Funds.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
We found out something about the Dodgers over the weekend. They are still a pretty good team. The Dodgers beat San Diego 5-4 Sunday to sweep the 3-game series at Dodger Stadium and build sealed a 2-game lead over San Diego in the NL West Division. The Padres came to town Friday night with a 1-game lead over the Dodgers. Before this soul-searching series for the Dodgers, they had lost 4 straight and were 12-21 since July 3rd. The Angels scored 6 runs in the top of the 10th to beat the Oakland A's 11-5. Angels right fielder Joe Adele had 4 RBIs, including a 3-run homer. Congratulations to the Delaware State women's soccer team. The HBCU team beat Alabama A&M Sunday 1-0 for their first win in almost 3 years. Delaware State had played 35 consecutive matches without a win. Their last win was a 4-2 victory at South Carolina State on October 23, 2022. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
1455 Frazee, San Diego. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed. From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
And Aishia Deal is here. We're doing Messy Monday, and we got Jai on the phone. We got some other folks on the phone too. We want to get through all of this before we use up our time. But Jai, personally, it sounds like what you're asking about is polygamous marriages, or what some people call ethical non-monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were, what's your response to that?
Yeah,
Aishia?
I was just going to say that a lot of Black women, I'm not going to say all because there are some that will participate, but a lot of Black women typically just don't like to share. And I feel like Black men want to push Black women in that direction. Not all Black men, but a lot of Black men want to push Black women in that direction. And a lot of Black women just don't want to share. And so, but there is other nationalities that are familiar with that practice and are more open to that practice. And I feel like if you find yourself in that space where that's something that you're interested in and you want, and you're not getting it from one race or one culture of women, then perhaps maybe you should be open to looking to another race of women that might be able to provide you with that. Because historically, Black women, we don't knowingly like to share, knowingly, meaning like we're not going to say, okay, girl, you could have my man on Monday, she going to have him on Tuesday, I'll have him on Wednesday, knowingly. Now, if you have a baby with this woman, that means that she had you first, and then I have a baby with you, I had him second, someone that has a baby, that's third. We didn't have you at the same time.
At least as far as we knew.
As far as we knew. But we're not going to knowingly sign up to have and share our men. Most Black women, not all, because like I said, there are some
and I think that's an American thing too, to a point. I mean, some guys think the answer is go be a passport bro. I don't agree, because you're going to run into a whole bunch of other cultural stuff that you don't know nothing about.
Pay for it too.
You may end up getting yourself pimped. You may, or tricking or whatever. But but we were in Senegal. We were invited. We being me and 45 of my closest friends that listen on the radio. This was several years ago. And we were invited over to the family of a polygamous marriage. It was a man, he had 2 wives. They invited us for dinner, they cooked for us, and they sat there and answered all of our questions. And this is, they're devout Muslims. They're very strict in the way they do things. A man is allowed to have up to 4 wives. Okay. The first wife has to approve the second wife, and so on and so on. But I think you're right. I don't know that most Black women in this country are not accepting that.
Yeah, saying America is absolutely right. Yeah, it's just not in our nature. But there are other races that are more open to it. Like perhaps maybe you should go to Utah or Pennsylvania, maybe the colony.
And see, that's where to me it seems like one of the biggest problems in our community is it's like a white supremacist mentality on when it comes to Black men.
How is it a white supremacist mentality if I don't want to be in a polygamous relationship?
Let me finish. Well, one, it's the fact that you would own us to be able to share us, and that mindset that you own us, I think, is detrimental. And then also, when I have this conversation, and it goes to try Utah, try.
I don't think I own you.
Hold on.
I don't think I own you, but most men don't want to share their women either.
Right. But we're not saying that. But that's what I say when I say that a lot of Black men try and force it on us. What we're saying is that if you have the desire for it, that you want a specific race of women to be open to it. And so just like with anything else, if it's not working and you want something and it's not working with one group of people, perhaps another group of people will be open to it. So you can't try and villainize a group of people who don't want what you want and try and make them feel bad for it. Just go find it someplace else. Yeah, you can want what you want. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. But if it's not working over here, perhaps it might work someplace else. And I want you to have what you want, but it might not work with Black women. But I'm not villainizing you for wanting what you want.
And I want to be clear that there's no society that I've studied where most women or most men practice it. Like, most people may be open to it, but the practice of it is for a very limited, because there's very limited men that have the God-given talent to deal and handle those situations, which is more than just financial. Financial is part of it, but it's more than just financial, as there's several men who are extremely wealthy who could not handle that situation.
Do you have the resources to solely provide and take care of a family with 3 women and perhaps 6 children if they don't work here right now in California?
Well, my point is that we're not dealing with women that don't work. We're dealing with women like yourselves who are very much career women who don't necessarily even have the time to be the traditional women. And that is the group of women that I believe should really look into it. But it's also the group of women that reject it the most.
Well, because in polyamory and polygyny,
the biggest problem of our community.
Polyamory and polygyny, in both cases, the women don't work. In both practices, the women stay home and they take care of the children. And in both practices, the men typically work,
That's a
especially
very
in polygyny.
Limited view of it. That's when Jacob Zuma was the president of South Africa. And
right, but here in America, like in Utah,
all of them worked in his cabinet.
But here in America,
they worked for him. They worked for him.
Right, but in Utah, Utah,
but they worked in his cabinet.
But here in Utah, and also in polygyny, even with African American men.
But Utah is a very
but in polygyny with African American men also as well. They also work, and the women can have multiple women, and they can have children. He takes care and provides of the women and the children, and they stay home. I was just asking if you had the means to provide that lifestyle while they're sharing, take care of the children. Do they also have to go to work as well, while also sharing?
Well, he already said yes to that in his vision.
He has the So he has the money
to you,
to provide
that's
for
the
them.
answer. Is Jaya, is we need to be in polygamous, or whatever you want to call it, multiple wives
not all, but I'm just saying those beautiful, talented, resource women that have their own lives, their own careers, that don't want to give them up to stay home.
I don't want to veer all the way down this road and do a whole show on polygamy, but I do want to ask you this. Are you one of those people that think women could do the same if they had the wherewithal, that women could have multiple husbands?
Very much so. I follow the Progressive Love Academy on Instagram, and that woman seems to do it extremely well.
She's been on my show. Yeah, she's been on the show a couple times. I can't think of her name right now.
I'm very much, and because it is individualized, once it comes to relationships, what works for you the best is not necessarily the next person. And I want to reiterate, the vast majority of people, I think, should be monogamous and are only capable of being monogamous. But for those few, those exceptions, I think it's just tough because society vilifies those men and women. And I think that's a problem that we should address. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jaya.
Thank you for the conversation.
Good to hear your voice. Or they could move to Senegal, where it's almost like 97% black.
Nice.
And there are plenty of.
Maybe I should move to Senegal.
Well, yeah, it's very Muslim. They don't date. They just marry.
Okay.
It's they meet you. They like you. Would you like to get married?
Okay. Maybe
there's no dating. It's all very, 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 very respectable, but however they are allowed up to four wives, and no one looks down on them. Okay, let's go to Kwamel calling us from Gardena. Hi, Kwamel.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Miss Aishia Deal. Yes, was following way before I knew you throughout the whole career. But let's talk about this though. For me, I think we have a crisis of rugged individualism, kind of grooming black men and women in America to a loneism, which leads to a lot of toxic stuff like one strike you're out behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I kind of went through that. You know, with a person I've been talking to for dating for months. Didn't get to very often, you know. I mean, I feel like the person was kind of married to their work, but didn't get to disclose that. But one strike you're out isn't based on things like that, or based on wounds that don't seem too healed, and just leads folks that are otherwise, you know, beautiful and have a lot of great interests and probably worth spending good time with and having fun with. Just feeling like they just want to be alone, like just being alone is I know we're all gonna die alone in some form, but
I'm not understanding where you're going with this, Kwamel.
I agree.
You're following?
Yeah. He's saying that basically today's culture almost has like this disposable attitude where it's like everyone's just quick to throw you away. The moment you do something wrong, there's no room for error right now. Like you get to know someone, you have one disagreement within like maybe the first month or month and a half of dating, and you know you might be ghosted. You know they can't do this anymore. You know I can't take it. You know it's like no one has any patience, no one has any understanding, no one has the tolerance to get to know. You can't have a bad day. You have to be on your best, you know, at your best at all times. There's no room for a mistake. There's no room for growth, you know, so it's like everyone is disposable. Everyone's on to the next. And it hurts, you know what I mean? Like you're always constantly left to start over and over and over. And it causes you to build a wall because you can't let your guard down because you never know when someone's going to throw you away. You just can't afford to be off your game. So you're always starting over. And you just can't get anywhere, you know?
And thank you for that. And one other thing I want to throw on the table, and I'll take comments off the air on this. And thank you, Aisha, for figuring that out. Sorry, Dominique. Is the whole idea when people talk all this like soft life stuff, or like one all these lavish things, and not wanting to work. I'm sitting there like, hold on a second. Did we not grow up understanding the need to retire? What if that person goes away? What if that person dies off? I mean, what do you think, a whole massive nest egg is going to be there for you? Like, you don't want to have your own retirement set up. Like, people are, there's things that there's delusions going around that really do not make any sense. And I think folks are not thinking this stuff through because they want to have like this immediate reality TV thing they saw on social media thing, and. Or maybe be a certain age. Like, okay, if you're 25 and you want to play that game, rock on with your bad self. But, you getting up there 30, 40, 50. Like, come on, dog. Nah, that's kind of silly. I'll take your comments.
Okay, we'll address the soft life issue when we come forward. Yeah. Aishia Deal, Dominique DiPrima, Kwamel, and KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that for Bree's car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. Picked up for 40 days of consistency. All over Bree's car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy for Breeze. La 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 la.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Right now, we're happy you're here. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. So Kwamel, I'm so glad you understood what he was talking about. So Kwamel also brought up the soft life. Yeah. And it kind of goes along the same lines of this, oh, you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory. I can only go to Nobu.
I'm always here for Cheesecake Factory.
Honey, you can
and
take
Nobu's
me
not that great.
You can take me to Cheesecake Factory. I like they got a big menu. There's something for it. But anyway, it's more of a mindset. Yeah. Right? Or a position. I don't do this. I don't do that. And there's a lot of influencers, and I follow a couple of them that are all about the soft life. Find you a wealthy man. Some of them are going to white men or other, older guys or both.
I thought soft life was like a mindset though. Like, I mean, like you can have a wealthy man and still have a rough mindset. Like you can still be unhealed and have a wealthy man. Like the soft life is where you are in your mind. Like, are you at peace? Because that's the soft life. Like, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's like, oh, okay, I have a rich man, I live in a mansion, but I can still be miserable. Like, is that the soft life?
He could still abuse you mentally or physically, or you could still abuse yourself mentally or physically. Yeah. But I know what Kwamel is talking about. In this case, it's a trend that I just have to be pampered, and I don't want to work, and I'm just going to shop, and I'm going to have someone take care of me. And I guess he's talking from a more practical standpoint. Like when Dr. Rosie Milligan was on Messy Monday, she said, she was talking to older women, don't shack up. She said, get married, because that way when he passes away, at least you have a house, you have something,
401k, Social Security.
Right. And so I guess he's talking from the practical standpoint.
I just can't imagine like on a Tuesday morning getting up and saying, you know what, I need a fill. Let me take my phone. Can you cash at me $150. I just can't imagine asking someone for like things like, pay for my nails, pay for my feet, like pay for I can't imagine like the things that I've always done for myself, like called pampering yourself. I just can't imagine like asking someone to do the things for myself that we have always done, called pampering yourself. Like, I can't imagine now asking and begging for the things that we do that as women we've always done, called pampering yourself. Like, now you want someone else to pamper you, or you just can't be pampered? Like, like, since when do we hand over so much of our power? It's weird to me. It's getting weird out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what happened to like the independence? Throw your hand up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm happy to hear you say that, because I feel the same way in a sense that I do my nails. I take care of I don't literally do. I go to the salon. I go to pray and get my nails done.
Right.
I have my stylist. I don't expect a man to do that. Now, if I was married and he had the means and he wanted to do it for me, great. Or if I wasn't married and he offered, great. But I can't even imagine fixing my little text fingers to say, you have to do this for me.
The thing, like, to me, like when you're married, like the car, like things like that, like, the oil change, like the maintenance stuff on the car, like things like that, like maybe in the tires and stuff like that. But I just can't understand like the things that I do for myself, relying, even talking to a guy, you got to cover my nails, or every time we go eat, we have to go eat at this restaurant, we have to go to RL, we have to go to Nobu, like, and again, I don't know if it's because some of these people are just discovering these restaurants, but Dominique, Nobu's been around for how long? Like,
I don't know. Before I got to LA.
Exactly. Why is everyone acting like this is a new place? Like, I don't understand some of these things. So that's how I know that it must be Gen Z. Because these places have been around for too long. These can't be millennials. There's no way.
But also there's something about the mindset, to your point. Because if I'm into you, we can go to Earl's.
Child, we can go get a slice of pizza and a Coke and sit outside underneath the string lights on the sidewalk.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you like someone, you just want to be wherever they are. We can go watch football on a Sunday at a bar and drink beer. I don't understand this whole, I got to put on high heels. I'd rather not.
Paul says, it's not the wife that cashed me out. It's my daughters who debo me. Yeah, well, that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
That's not Messy Monday. That's,
that's not messy
parenting every day. That's parenting every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son does the same thing. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
It is. But it's like, it's supposed to be peaceful, and it's chaotic right now. And I think people are making it harder than it has to be. It's like, everybody just calm down. what's meant to be is going to be. Just find your person and just get back to the basics, because it's too loud and you're never going to find your connection with this weird checklist that you have. And it's just no one's going to check off all these boxes. It's getting weird out here. It's really getting weird. I'm getting nervous for everybody. And yes, the rugged individualism, Kwame, it's
Carmel, yeah. I think we have to also get some perspective on what exists in real life and what exists online.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think it's just a generation of, because I don't think it's millennials, Dominique. I just don't think it's Gen X, Gen Z. I'm sorry, millennials, Gen X. I think that it's
Gen X
Z
are the ones, one older than the millennials.
Yeah, I think it's
maybe.
Gen Z.
I mean, I know some millennial women that have these
they adopted this foolishness from watching Love and Hip Hop or something, too, because there's no way on earth these are the same people that used to go to Roscoe's back in the day, and you know what I mean. Like, these are not the people y'all know good and damn well that y'all used to go and eat slices of pizza or just go to M&M's. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop acting like y'all been going to these fancy restaurants when y'all were dating. Stop. That's not the case.
Right. I hope, we only have a minute here, so I should turn it over to you. But I hope that this backlash against the oligarchy and the multi-billionaires rule will come back to us, the people, in remembering what's important, which is character and connection.
And get to know each other. Like, just get back to talking. Like, get rid of all the frivolous, all the materialistic stuff, and get back to building. Like, find your partner, talk to each other, ask questions, like the important stuff. Like, is this person meant for me? Like, do we have the same values? Do we have the same goals in life? Are we going in the same direction? That's what's important. Because at the end of the day, when he leaves, he's taking his money with him. It's not your money. So how are you going to get to know someone based on what he has when he leaves you, he's taking his Rolls Royce, his black card, and his mansion? It's not yours. So just get back to getting to know someone and decide if that's the person you want to be with, and just go from there.
Well, this has been a fun conversation. We started our Messy Monday off the rails, and I'm happy about that. Aishia Deal, tell them how to find you.
You can find me. I am at Aishia Deal on Instagram.
But no pics.
Please don't say no pics.
I am Aishia Deal, and it's AISHIA.
Yes, Deal. Yes.
Deal. And you can find me at DiPrima Radio. You can find this spot at KBLA 1580. We are on all social media platforms. Please like, follow, subscribe, and leave a comment. We do appreciate you. Tavis Smiley's up next. It's actually the best of Tavis Smiley all week. Because Mr. Smiley, I just remembered, is spending time with his mommy for her 80th. What a good son he is.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mrs. Smiley. And Tavis, best of Tavis Smiley is fire. He's interviewed everybody. Like my mama used to say, history is now, and we are making it together. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. In an interview with CNN's State of the Union, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says President Trump and Putin agreed to strong security